Modern women are upset at men who walk away after being rejected. They don't want guys to have that confidence.
What happened to men pursuing girls?
Do you notice the men are no longer persuasive? Once they ask you out on a date and you say no, that's it.
A real man will leave you. They're not going to go back and forth with you. They're not going to argue with you. They're not going to beg with you.
When a lady says no, men don't look back anymore. In fact, men don't ask why. My friends and I have a common phrase when talking about this. A man has better things to do in this demanding world than to sob for a woman who does not want him. It's now a trend, and women are catching up on it, that men don't waste time begging for acceptance anymore. A friend of mine said, "Why would I have to beg a girl to accept me, despite the fact that I'm going to be responsible for her?"
Do you notice the men are no longer persuasive? Once they ask you out on a date and you say no, that's it. Yeah, because, honey, if he wanted to play games, he'd go over to his niece and nephew's house. Maybe go play fetch with his dog at the dog park. I don't know. Play on his fucking PlayStation. Anything is better than playing around with whatever kind of woman this mindset comes out of. Thank you. No lies were told today.
All right, woman says, do you notice that men are no longer persuasive? Once they ask you out on a date and you say no, that's it, with a little frustrated emoji. And guy replies, top comment, if I want to play games, I got a PlayStation. Oh, that's great. Well done from this guy. Yeah, you know what, man, if a girl's not interested, don't bother. Do your own thing, focus on your own goals, your own purpose, or your PlayStation. There are better things to do than try to chase women these days. And ladies out there, a lot of guys are also worried about the whole Me Too movement, false allegations, and being labeled a creep. Women throw around the word creep for men so often these days that if a girl says no, yeah, leave her alone. Bye.
There has been a lot of hide and seek in the modern dating scene, where women choose to play with men and toy with their emotions. This happens with young women to older women in their 30s and 40s. They like the feeling of being chased and having men emotionally on their knees. It gives them a feeling of achievement, and they talk about it with their friends. They say, "I can get anything I want, even in the middle of the night, because there is a guy who is willing to do everything and anything to turn a no into a yes." Men have left this chat, and these women are just realizing that the days of keeping men hanging around and using them as emotional baggage and ATMs are over. That era has gone. Men are done simping and are aware of the various options they have. They know there is no restriction on how much they can explore their options. It was games all along. I have seen women say that their answers are not what they mean. When they say yes, they probably mean yes. But when they say no, it might mean yes. But they want the guy to press a little more. Doesn't that sound funny? We are all adults. We are busy. And we all know what we want. Why do women try to make a man chase them for the thrill it gives? No one needs to go to school to know what no means. If you tell toddlers no, they know what it means. Why would an adult who has spent a couple of decades on this earth tell me that a no means chase more? One of us has to be dumb, and I'm sure it's not me because I know what no means. What it means is I don't want what you have to offer, so get out of my face.
Well, that's because we don't have to. No means no. If I go up to a girl and I ask her, "Hey, let's meet up sometime," or "Hey, let's go out," and she doesn't say yes, she says anything but a yes, then it's a no. And as a man, you move on. No. But the reality is, as a man, you only pursue those that want to be pursued. Okay? You will only go out with those who actually want your time and attention. Back in the day, men would apply pressure, but you know why? It's because you would get rewarded. You took a girl out several times and you guaranteed your spot in her life. That's how it was. You know, essentially your provision was landing you the girl. All you had to do was go through some dates, and if you liked her, she was yours. Now that's not the case anymore. A girl, you could go out with her as many times as you want, and she doesn't have to give you nothing in return. In fact, she doesn't ever have to do nothing for you. So that's the reality of what dating looks like for a man in 2023. So as you can see with all those comments, the reality is men will ask you once, maybe twice, and that's it. And a lot of women don't understand that most men also have issues with communication just like they do. So sometimes they can't read you if you're joking. So like I said, no means no. It's so easy, even a fucking caveman can do it.
It means two things when women say no. Number one is the idea of having men around in the friend zone. It is pleasurable to women. They tell you no, but they still want you around to pursue more. The second one is they subtly say no to define the relationship. In case the man claims that he has done a lot for her after a while, she can tell him, "I told you no, but you did not listen." She subtly tells him no, because she wants to use him to meet all her needs and get her bills paid. Either way, it is a bad place for a man to be. It has been played over and over again, and men have concluded that it is not a good feeling to be that man who is a victim of modern women's gimmicks. Women are fast realizing that their game is exposed, and it's making them rethink their replies because they may never get another chance. Women are literally going back to the men they told no because they realize they are going to lose the guy while trying to play a childish and irresponsible game. This has happened to me once. I asked a girl out. She left my message on read. Then she came up to my DM and gave me a well-composed no. Probably she knows about me and wants to prove to her friends that she can bend me. I don't know. So I responded with a well-composed 4-letter word. Okay. Fast forward a few weeks later, she came up again and started asking me silly questions about the previous date, talking about if I was still interested and all that stuff. I also ignored her message and moved on. I don't find it strange if a woman says no to me for a date, because not every modern woman finds my values as a masculine guy appealing, and that's okay. But it would be a crime if I was simping to get a girl to say yes to me. Not in this world. I'm not sure I would be able to face the men on this channel. That's how crazy it is.
I had an ex that did everything to pursue me. I am talking wine and dine, have these deep emotional moments with me. I mean, we would cry together. He would write these love letters to me. I mean, one day I remember saying I was sick, and maybe like 20 minutes later, there was a knock on my door, and my doorman came up, and he had delivered soup for me.
Oh.
And I think even a humidifier. This is so random. I was sick and like clean, like, a whole thing.
Yeah, right.
And this was like the norm for the first 2 years of our relationship, to the point where even his family and his friends were like, this is a changed man. We've never seen this version. So, and that fed my ego. That made me feel like, oh my gosh, like I've changed him. He's totally different. This is real. This is true. And then 2 years into the relationship, once the love experience, the in-love experience had ended, he was a completely different person. He was cold.
This is how women try to explain their plight after men have walked away. They are fast to cover up their mistakes and elevate the man's reaction to their mistakes. This woman is loud in talking about how the man went cold and stopped doing all the loving things, but she doesn't talk much about the ego that got in her way.
This version, and that fed my ego. That made me feel like, oh my gosh, like I've changed him. He's totally different. This is real. This is true.
To an extent, I can explain what happened in the transition from a loving man to a cold man, which eventually led to their separation. This man loved her and treated her like a queen. He did this so perfectly and consistently that his family and friends observed it and praised her for it. But after being a loving man for 2 years, her ego ate her up. She must have stopped reciprocating the gesture. She developed a feeling of entitlement and thought she deserved all the love coming from the guy. The guy gradually thought it was not worth it anymore and stopped expressing himself towards her the way he used to, because the person who used to receive it has changed and is no longer worthy of such treatment. All of these stories baffle me when I now see a woman get upset because a man she denied walks away. It's crazy. You walked someone off and you are angry that he left. I mean, what are men supposed to do? If there is anything a man should never do, it is to strive to stay in a place where he is not wanted. That place will be where he gets buried. Go where you are loved, kings. The ladies know this well. You will never find them staying where they are not wanted. Only men don't implement this in their decision-making, especially when it comes to women. If women are upset at the fact that men are not staying in the friend zone and acting as the ball boy, it's okay. It's a good cause. That's all for today on Manhood. You might also like my previous videos. Don't forget to hit that like button, click the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell to be the first to know when I drop a new video. Share this video with whoever you would like to watch it. Thanks for watching.